Happy Sunday, everyone. Thanks again for joining me this Sunday. This is the third time that I recall being outside of my body, and we'll just jump right into it. So, this was back in September of 2023. I woke up and was lying on my back and had my eyes open. I thought I was awake, but again, like the very first time, all of the colors that I saw in my room were muted. I looked over to my right and I saw myself asleep on my back. I was viewing my own body lying on its back with its eyes closed and mouth slightly opened. I was to the left of my body. Once I realized I was looking at myself, I became aware of a tether between us and immediately felt a yanking that pulled me into myself. I would describe it as a translucent rope located around the belly area, much like an umbilical cord, and so then it is true, like the Hermetic principle written by Thoth, which states, as above, so below. During the past year, I can recall feeling a slight nudge on my left side just before I woke up in the morning on multiple occasions, while in my body, it feels like a slight nudge coming from the left side of my body. And from the perspective of my spiritual body now, I see that it feels very much like a forceful intention. It was like a deep yanking back into the physical. I have also read that the spirit body is considered subtle energy and the physical body is considered gross mass. These experiences were clearly shown to have proven that the contrast is true, which has allowed me to compare them from my own experiential perspective. In hindsight, I am now of the belief that my soul is purposely trying to find a way for me to wake up and remember who I am. I figured, why else would I lay beside my body instead of just going directly into it without any hiccups or any cause for pause? Also, I have no recollection of what I'm doing while asleep throughout the night, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this level of knowing, and I'm sure when I'm ready for more, I will experience it. I often question, is this my path? Am I being shown by these events that I am more than just my physical body? Perhaps this is the case. I do know that it feels good to finally share these experiences and relive all that I have questioned thus far, no matter how vulnerable it makes me feel. What has brought me much comfort later in life was reading other testimonies of people remembering themselves leaving their own bodies during sleeping hours. Knowing that I am not alone gives me the courage to express my own experiences with all of you. The books by Robert A. Monroe, Journeys Out of the Body, Far Journeys, and Ultimate Journey, have all given me answers that I was searching for and answers I didn't know I needed. I have read that we are always unfolding on this spiritual journey, even though we may be able to identify a specific event with a date and time. It may only be a point in which we recognize the journey itself is occurring and not necessarily the commencement of it. It's a lot like the idea of death. We are always aging and thus we are always dying. Although I personally do not like to focus on that particular take in life, um, we are always living in one form or another. I know that when I was 12, that moment just happens to be the earliest memory of such a stark contrast in the perception of my reality. I'm realizing that I came here for a reason, one that I'm still trying to find, or rather define for myself. By saying here, I mean on earth at this particular time. I do believe that we all have a purpose in life, no matter how small or grand it may appear from the outside. I think my job is to share the truth of my experiences. It took me quite some time to say that I was having an awakening because I am slow to call a thing a thing. I'm a very pensive person, almost to the point of agony, because I want to be good and sure that what has perplexed me is even worth acknowledging out loud. To this I say, it is absolutely worth it. With learning comes wisdom, and with wisdom we learn how to navigate life better. As we learn, we unknowingly teach, and as we teach, we are constantly learning. Thank you for joining me this week. Next week, I'll start to share the first time I saw myself in another body. I have a few instances of those, but this next group of episodes, I'd like to talk about each one of them separately as an experience. Talk to you next time. Have a great week. Bye bye.